Mindfulness Collective. This right here, right now, is the joy of being a live stream. Coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Folks, we just got turned off. The whole thing shut down, disappeared, went away. And now here we are. We're back in action. Folks, lovely to see you here. Folks will be trickling in because we just got booted. But we're back. Happy to be here. So, folks, no one's here yet, so I'll wait. I'm hoping someone will come. If you're, I don't know, I think it's the same link, so you probably just have to reload. So people are probably just being forced to watch an advertisement as we speak. So welcome, everyone. Lovely to be here with you, as always. Beep, up, up, beep, up, up, up. Okay, cool. I guess I'm waiting a minute for people to trickle in. We have the puppy here with us, so you might want to get here sooner than later. I guess, oh, here we go. There's everybody. Welcome, folks. I mentioned the puppy, and suddenly you all arrive. So, folks, welcome. What are you grateful for? Where are you at? I am in Brooklyn. Misspelled. Grateful for, Man, went to the beach yesterday. What a lovely day. I feel like it's one of the better beach days I've maybe ever had. I just like, I don't know, something about it. Very special. Where are you at? What are you grateful for? I'd love to hear. Jean, grateful from Brooklyn. Grateful for pizza lunch with friends. That sounds lovely. Makes me want pizza for lunch. Makes me want pizza for breakfast. Makes me want something for breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. I usually don't eat breakfast until noon. I have the dog here with me, so if you want to see the dog, let me know in the chat, and I'll maybe show it to you. She's down here. Maybe I should look if I can turn the doggy cam on. Oh yeah, I forgot doggy cam doesn't have light. That was the issue with the doggy cam, no light. So dark. And it's upside down, and it's aimed in the wrong direction. Okay, so folks, where are you at? What are you grateful for? Hit me up, HMU. And what? I can't even see where this is pointing. Where are you pointing? Oh, it's upside down, so it's so confusing. Well, and the light issue. Okay, we're many issues here, folks. There we go. There's the camera we're looking for. Okay, it's sideways. Oops. I sort of expected my phone was going to crash on the ground for that purpose. There we go. How about that? Okay, doggy cam is active. Folks. Willow, down. Good, down, Willow. I don't know why doggy cam is sideways and backwards and all this stuff. I'll fix it. So, folks, where are you at? What are you grateful for? Can I rotate this thing? I don't know if you can rotate things. Now I'm just hiding the entire chat. No chat for you. That's the doggy cam. Okay, folks, what do we got here? Chris Ingram, Guatemala, grateful for steam rooms. I feel like Guatemala steam rooms sound like a great idea. Vienna, still this skill of equanimity. That is a lovely skill to have. People don't even know that that's a skill. They think it's just a thing that happens now and then. Hi from Perth, Australia. Grateful for my practice. Lovely. Glad to hear it. I'm excited because of today's meditation that we're going to be doing, and I'm excited for this sideways dog. I trained the dog to sit on the wall, which is, I feel like it's pretty impressive. To teach a dog to defy normal gravity, I think it took a while. Teaching her to speak conversational English was, that took some time. But then this is the pinnacle, is teaching her how to sit on the wall. The point of it is, though, folks, I realized I could zoom her in just by making her. Oh, I see how I could do that. Okay, so the point of it is, though, folks, today's meditation. There we go. We can get a bigger doggy cam. Boom. I want to see more. There we go. So the point of it is that, so here's what I want to figure out. This is what I've been trying to figure out, and I haven't been able to figure it out, so I want to do it as far as meditation. Some of you might not know what these words mean, what I'm using here. Hello from Toronto. Thrilled to be back. I'm glad you're back, too. It's so weird because I feel like I know people. I mean, I do know people. We know each other a little bit. We haven't met, which is strange. And I think, wait, have we met? You never know. Okay, so I want to see at least a tiny bit of the chat. So the point is, Thanks, Kabuzi. Okay, so the point of it all is that, okay, so here's what I want to figure out, is I'm doing another Progress of Shinsight course coming up. We're going to be, teaching the Progress of Insight through the view of Shinzen, and through the view of basically early stage Buddhist map through the view of late stage Buddhist map, combining the two. That's what we're really, in a way, what we're looking at. Shinzen is the sort of medium by which we do that. If none of these words make any sense, don't worry about it. But the question is, I'd like to start out and have everyone have the skill of doing this and not this, because it's a very good skill to sharpen and direct the mind. However, for time purposes, I'm like, I don't know where that fits into the course, because I can't like spend a month teaching or even a few weeks teaching that, because it feels like we just don't have time. So the premise would be that the beginning, like concentration section of each of the meditations would be this and not this. But then how do you combine that with your particular see, hear, feel, if you know see, hear, feel? This might sound like, so combining this and not this with see, hear, feel, and then the other question is, wouldn't it be better if it was whole and part? But basically, how do you combine either whole and part, this and not this, with see, hear, feel? I don't know, and I wish we all had a talking conversation instead of a me talking conversation, because I can just monologue my way through it. So today's meditation is going to be trying it out, figuring out which one of those would work, and experimenting on this and not this in relationship to see, hear, feel, and whole and part in relationship to see, hear, feel. See which one see, hears, feels the best. And we're going from there. So this is an experiment. It's an experiment in pedagogy, but also an experiment in how to meditate and how to give people strong concentration. Mahasi would start with pretty strong concentration also, and then go from there. So that actually this and not this was a technique I developed going to a Mahasi retreat, because I wanted to simplify what I thought he was doing, what he was developing. So folks, we're going to meditate for 25 minutes. I'm going to encourage you to find a position that you can maintain for the duration of the sit. That means no fidgeting of any kind, or the meditation police will come. They're very calm and quiet, and they're, they don't have a union. So they're, sort of toothless. Anyway, the point is that we're going to meditate for 25 minutes. But then we're going to chit-chat like kitty cats and find out what happened in your meditation, what worked for you, what didn't work. One thing I think I want to do is probably put the puppy away, because she has been pretty distracting. Every time I'm like, no, it'll work this time. I'm going to keep the puppy here. And then it's like a mess and a half, because then during the thing I'm like trying to like manage the puppy. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the puppy out of here. I'm going to bring her back if people want to see her again after the sit. But right now, give me 60 seconds. Please chat amongst yourselves for 60 seconds. Self-entertain. Say hello to people who are new. Welcome, folks. And I'm going to take this here puppy, take her off the wall, take her into the physical. Hi, puppy. She wants to lick inside ears. That's her thing. Hi. You want to say hi? I bet you want to lick the microphone. Yep. She's so sweet. I feel like this should just be the whole meditation. Why do we do anything else besides hang out with the puppy? Yeah. This should just be puppy stream for now. Okay, I'm going to put the puppy away. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Please talk amongst yourselves. I'm back, folks. Did you have a good time? Did you have a great time without me? Was that what you did? How dare you? Okay, let's turn this doggy cam off since there's no doggy. Folks, okay, we're going to meditate for 25 minutes. I'm going to encourage you. Yeah, exactly. That is the top length of meditations. Okay, so we're going to meditate for 25 minutes, and I'm going to encourage you to find a comfortable position that you can maintain, and then we're going to go. The bell's rearing to ring over here. Okay. And we'll start out. Okay. I always need to put the headphones on because I come back and I'm shouting, and everyone is rightfully mad. Okay, folks, find that comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration of the sit. And in a moment, we'll begin. I'm going to encourage everyone to not fidget at all, no movement of any kind. Unless you feel like you need to, then wait 60 seconds, or if you feel overwhelmed, go ahead and just make any adjustments you need to. Pay attention to that. It's important to not feel overwhelmed, and we'll begin. Beginning by taking a few comfortable deep breaths and just feeling the body rise and fall. And as we do this, physically relaxing the body, allowing the body to release all the way down to the level of the bone. If it feels like the body is already relaxed, seeing if you can physically let go even further. Sweeping through the body to be sure we're not holding any undue tension. Relaxing the head, including the muscles behind the eyes and the back of the tongue. Relaxing the throat and neck, the shoulders. Relaxing the arms. And deeply relaxing the hands. Letting go of any micro-tensions in the hands, knowing that even the preparation to grip can be unconsciously held in the muscles. Letting go of any attempt to control the breath, just letting the body breathe as it will. Noticing the natural tightening and relaxing of the upper chest and upper back as the breath comes and goes. Relaxing the belly and lower back so deeply that it further relaxes the hips. Relaxing the legs and relaxing the feet. Now tuning into the sensations of the hands themselves. The hands are full of millions of nerve endings. There are more nerve endings in the hands than most places in the body. So tuning into the high definition sensations in the palms of the hands, tips of the fingers. We'll be using the hands as the object of meditation, but if you have something else that you normally use, that you prefer to use, you can use that. And we're looking for a very particular experience. We're trying to find this precise sensation. Having clarity on what actually is occurring in the sensations of the hands, not our memory, not our ideas about what it might feel like. But precisely this sensation. And not just this sensation, but this sensation as it occurs in this particular moment. So this is a unique combination that's never been experienced before. And each time we detect this combination of this sensation in this moment, in the mind we simply call that experience this. So in this case, that mental label, the word this, has this special meaning, so we don't allow it to be said in the mind unless we mean it. But each time we detect that combination in the mind, we can simply say this, this. Saying the word, soaking in, letting go, starting again. And we're looking for continuity, continuous connection with this. If you find it's difficult to maintain continuity, you can allow micro movements in the hands. These are movements that would be so small that someone observing wouldn't even be able to see them. And once we can connect with this continuously, we can let go of those micro movements. And if we get distracted, that's not a problem. We have a label for that as well. Anytime we get pulled away substantially, meaning we lose contact with this, we have a label for that. We simply call it not this. If a sound or other body sensation, the mind thinking, fully pulls us away, we lose our connection. It's not a problem. It's simply not this. Labeling it as such and coming right back to this. Our world is divided into two experiences. This and not this. And now we've entered the great and simple game. The difficulty of this game is its simplicity. Can we stay with this? If we're pulled away, can we simply label whatever it is as not this? Being sure that by the time we use that second word in our two-word label, that we've returned to and are experiencing this. Distraction is nature. It's expected. It's not a problem. It's simply not this. And if there's a part of us that feels it is a problem, or is annoyed, or even a part that feels this is going wonderfully, or this is going terribly, again, that's nature. It's expected. And it's also not this. So we're teaching the mind to be fascinated, to prioritize and care about a unique, singular, one-time experience. Knowing that the definition of this changes each moment. So respecting the word, meaning it each time we say it. Assessing how well you can stay continuously with this. And knowing that it's okay at times to add micro movement to re-engage the mind. And if we're even very distracted, we could even allow the hands to move in bigger ways. Whatever would be most likely to allow the mind to stay continuously with this. And at times the mind can become tired, efforting to stay with this. So seeing if we can actually apply less effort, less focusing, less of a fight against not this. Simply allowing this to be known by the mind. Allowing the mind to be more receptive than probing. as though we could sit back and soak in this, like the rays of the sun. Knowing there is a way to stay continuously with this. That is easy. That is clear. That lets the mind do the work without us needing to try so hard. If we're not there, that's fine. Just knowing that it is possible for everyone. And maybe we simply get a millimeter closer. And at first, not this can feel like it's an enemy at the gates, pressing in from all sides, pushing and pulling us. But over time, we could allow not this to be there like a cloud. With this ray of sunshine showing us the detail of this. Eventually learning to balance the two rather than have the two be in opposition. The easeful path is one where the two are in harmony. There's this, and there's a whole world pointing back, simply because it's not this. Soaking deeply into the way in which all of this other material, because of the way we've categorized it, points right back at this. So staying with the practice, staying in stillness, allowing a tiny bit of light to enter the eyes, eventually allowing the eyes to rest on a single point as they fully open. Letting seeing merge in with all of not this. Noticing that as you sit here with the eyes open, you can still detect this. In that way, letting this particular moment be the great teacher that shows us how we might bring this practice into every aspect of our life. Okay. Making any adjustments you need to allow the body to be comfortable. And then, the cool reason why I like using the hands as the object of meditation is you can stay in touch with it all throughout the day, because we often are using our hands for a million different things. People sometimes will ask, how do I meditate while I'm typing? Well, let's try that right now. Oops. Yeah, just type, as you type, feel your hands. See if you can stick with that. And beep, pop, beep, pop, pop. Let's also pop people on Discord if they want, for fun. And we can chit-chat like kitty cats. What's the point? Oh yeah, so type in out your report, or if you want to jump on the audio. You're encouraged. It also tends to mean I can give more detailed answers. The link for that is as follows. There's the link. And that's it. Okay, I've got to, wait, where did it go? There it is. I'm the speaker. Oh, I just ended it. Wrong button. Nice. Okay, folks, hit me up if you want to jump in here. Hopefully we'll hear you. In the meantime, what's going on? What happened in your meditation? What do you like now? As you can guess, halfway through, I decided best case scenario was actually just to keep it as it was, keep it as a straight this, not this meditation, and go from there. That's what I decided. And that's what we did. Hopefully that was fun. Concentrating, stabilizing of the mind. Yeah, I think what I decided to do for the class is probably have 2 recordings of this, not this, and just say that's the samadhi that we're going to use, and go from there. So, we have Nick here reporting hello from Karlstad.
Hello from the Karlstad office, came in about halfway. Grateful for vacation coming up soon-ish. Felt like a relief to discover that it was still this, not this, and not some cognitive demanding complex task. Staying with the simplicity of just coming back to this allowed for the scatter brain to calm a lot all by itself from lack of attention and engagement.
First, thank you, Nick. Second, I'll just say very briefly here, Nick, thank you for the tier 1 sub. This is your 21st consecutive month. Amazing. I should tell everyone that you can, is that the thing? No, that's not how it works. Yes, that is. Okay, it worked. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe and support the channel for nothing. It costs you nothing. And you follow that link, and that's how you do it. Nick, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. Lucky Mom 4x4. I think this might be what we like to call your first time here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a nice way of welcoming you, which I'm sure everyone is already hip to. Thank you very much for being here. Great to have you here, Lucky Mom. I like this. It's just funny. What a funny name. Lucky Mom 4x4. Okay. Wait, did I miss something? Okay. Gene says, I'm sorry. I don't have anything major to say. Really enjoyed that, though. Great. Yeah, well, it was a relatively simple meditation. So if you don't have anything spectacular to say, I understand. But what I would be curious, Gene, is just how well did concentration happen? I mean, for me, it's like I just haven't done a very straight concentration practice in a while. So there was just general turbulence. And then, I could go into describing exactly, but all of those details are helpful. MewFace25, great to see you, MewFace. Very happy to have you here, as always. You know what? I think I might be wrong, but is it possible that this is actually MewFace's first time here? I think it might be. Welcome, MewFace. Great to be here with you, as always. Okay, let's see here. Sporty Race Girl says the following.
I really struggled with staying with the hands. A whole body anxiety wanted my attention in a big loud way. Eventually, I decided to let it inform my hands instead of fighting with it. It relaxed into a full awareness and I could stay with hands for much longer periods.
Great. So you're like a step ahead, basically. So the next meditation that I would guide in this exact series would be one where you allow awareness, basically all of what we're calling not this, to be present and have that hold and comfort and support this. We kind of hinted at it towards the end. But that's exactly right. That was a perfect solution to that challenge. So thank you for mentioning that. Any other reports, questions, queries, quandaries, or inquiries? I need a list of Q things. I realize all these things are starting to be Q related. Oh my God, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign that Q is right all along. Okay, let's see here. Wouldn't it be fun? I feel like it'd be so hard to do like a comedy, like Stephen Colbert style, like QAnon, thing, because it already seems like that's what's happening. Like whenever you see that stuff, you're like, come on, like that's like Jewish space lasers and all this stuff. It's like it's really intense. Did anyone see the Q documentary or semi-documentary on HBO? Thought it was pretty interesting. Okay, Nick says,
Spectacular reports usually indicates a bit of time spent in the not this category.
interesting. All right. Sounds, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like sometimes if you have a really elaborate report, it's just you were thinking about it the whole time.
Sure, I started with a pretty calm mind so didn't have to fight turbulence or take several minutes to calm it down. I certainly had distractions but was able to come back to this pretty easily, without feeling like I was jerking or forcing it.
Great. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions, queries, quandaries about life, how to bring meditation, calm, peace, anything related to internal family systems, how to work with various conflicting parts of ourself? How about that, people? Scott Nesbin, I didn't even know you're here, lurking in the background. Scott says,
I felt like I was over-efforting for the first half of the practicing and straining to focus attention on the hands. Eventually I let awareness be a little more open and receptive, which made it more easeful. Unrelated question, what are your thoughts on practicing with sexuality? I feel like that's an area most teachers don't talk about, so curious what your thoughts are. Like working with the intense wanting around that.
Yeah, great. Okay, great question. And I think more teachers should talk about it, because they're either one way or the other. I suppress all the wanting and I, keep that at bay, or I engage in the wanting and see sort of what happens and those sort of the craving side of that. I would say for me, I'm definitely not one who's like, one should suppress those things. However, I am very cautious about indulging those things and letting them sort of run how things go. So, geez, I don't think I formulated like a really simple answer for this. But basically, I look at it from the perspective of wanting. So wanting doesn't care if we're happy, it just wants. It just continues to want. It just grabs and grabs and grabs. I tell this story all the time, but I remember watching my nieces and nephews on Christmas, and they were like, all these presents, and they were so excited, and they're opening presents. And then the storm was over, and they were like, we want more. And it's like they're surrounded by toys, surrounded by all these open gifts, and it was like, well, there are no more. And they're like, got really upset. Now, of course, they're kids, and they're great kids. They turned out beautifully. It wasn't like that was like a defining moment, but it's just to show that like wanting doesn't care if we're happy. So I guess partially, it's tough. I feel like I'm trying to hold the whole field of like relationships and sexual energy. How would I answer this in a way that would be more clear? This is hopefully you're having fun watching me struggle through this question. Maybe this is Julia Temple throwing me a lifeline.
There is a little Shinsight voice in my head saying that sexuality will either arise as see, hear, feel, or a combination thereof.
Yeah, that's an okay answer. I mean, it's true. And the question of like, what do you do with that? Because I feel like one thing that doesn't happen with Shinsight's material is that there is a moral or ethical sort of like, thrust that goes, not to use an innuendo, but drive that goes along with that, which I think is where the nurture positive side comes, because I think this is a nurture positive question. So basically, I'm going to answer this very generically. Basically, don't let it get out of hand, and it's natural. I think that's the most generic version. If you try to suppress it and like erase that part of yourself, it's going to come out in all sorts of ways that you can't control. So you have to allow that to be expressed to some degree. That said, like I mentioned, if the mind gets hooked on something and can't let go, well, there's probably a need for an intervention. So that doesn't mean that you should just let the mind do whatever it wants. If it's like addicted to pornography or addicted to like dating or, sex addiction or these kind of things, or masturbation, this kind of thing. If the mind is in a loop and it can't stop, and it seems like it's not something that's a choice, that's definitely a good sign that, some intervention needs to happen. And what I would say is you want to figure out a way to have it be in line with your values. So I think zooming out and looking at your values and how that relates to your sexuality would be a very good, wholesome exercise. And know that dual drive, one part that wants to just do whatever it wants, and the other part that's like, yeah, but I want to have a productive life. Like both of those need to have their voice heard, or you're going to have chaos internally. So for the person who's helping edit these time codes, the answer I just gave is the one that you want to jump to, and all the ones before that were confusing, and you can just skip those in the time code. Any other questions or reports, curiosities, inquiries? Thank you, Scott, by the way, for an unrelated question. Gotta love unrelated questions. Those are the ones. Anything else before we slide away? Okay. And any other reports? Folks, we're going to be back here in fewer than 48 hours. I think next time, what's the downside of spacious awareness? Well, what's the downside? I don't know, you eventually die. What's the downside of spacious awareness? I could imagine a downside where the mind is so spacious that it can't adhere, and you're driving a car and your awareness is so spacious that you can't manage the mechanics of that, and you can get into an accident. But typically what it is the spacious awareness allows for a degree of, speed actually in response when we need to coagulate or gather. I ride scooters around the city. They have these rental scooters that you can just pick up on any corner. And I've noticed that if I stop at a stoplight and I look at the light and wait, I'll often miss it, and the car behind me will beep. If I actually just look at the entire view that's in front of me as one big spacious thing, instantaneously and it's like the lights fade away, like I can't see anything. It's just like a patchwork of kind of camouflage light patches. But as soon as those lights switch from red to green, it's like it's explosively right there. It's like instantaneous. So that's what they found over time, is that actually, like in sports, in like samurai, the samurai training, having an open awareness gives you faster reflexes. So downside to spacious awareness, I think the equanimity of it could cause you to be immoral, which I think is what happens in some of these teachers, where they have such high equanimity that they're like, oh, nothing matters. I can just, do whatever I want. But that's a great question. Thank you so much for that question, Julia. Okay, folks, unless there's anything else, I'm very happy to let us slide into the darkness. Great to be here with you. If you haven't followed, thank you for just ruining my life. Or you could hit the follow button and my life will be great, and your life will be great. Just kidding. Great to have you here, everyone. But do follow, and I'm going to play some music for you now. This is one of my favorite parts, is playing some music. Oh, P.S. I've mentioned this before. I got a copyright strike. This music is licensed as hell. I'm not fly-by-night BS. Come on, people. Okay, so folks, here we are. We got some music. There it is. You can hear it. I can not hear it, but I can imagine it because I've heard it so many times. So as you're listening to this music, let this, meaning the sensations of your hands, in this case, that's what we're calling this today, mix with the sound. That might be weird. It might seem weird. How could you possibly let sensations mix with sound? But awareness doesn't know. Awareness does not know that these are different. And that is the case. So have fun with that. Have a good time. Connect with the experience of awareness and attention, and there is our fun path to meditation. Folks, as always, practice well, take care of each other, have fun, and we'll see you all very, very soon.